Okay. Write down. A rod has length 100 centimeters. A rod has length 100 centimeters. Okay. When the rod is in a satellite, when a rod, when the rod is in a satellite, when the rod is in a satellite, okay, moving with a velocity, moving with a velocity, that is, moving with a velocity, that is, okay, moving with a velocity, that is 1/2 of the velocity of light, 1/2 of the velocity of light, relative to laboratory, relative to laboratory, relative to laboratory. What is the length of the rod? What is the length of the rod? As determined by the observer, as determined by the observer. A, adralli A question. A, in the satellite, in the satellite, in the laboratory, in the satellite. B, in the laboratory. Okay, see once. The problem is a rod has length 100 centimeters. When the rod is in a satellite moving with a velocity that is 1/2 of the velocity of light relative to the laboratory, what is the length of the rod as determined by an observer in the satellite and in the laboratory? Okay, right. So now see what is given. The length of the rod is what? 100 centimeters. So L is given. L is 100 centimeters. Given. Okay, right. Then L is 100 centimeters and it is moving with a velocity 1/2 of the velocity of the light. That is what? V is equal to half CLR, or we can write that as C by 2. Okay, C by 2. Right. Okay, so now the question is the length of the rod in the satellite is, the original length is what? Satellite only the rod. So what is the original length? The original length is nothing but 100 centimeters only. So what we know, when we are observing stationarily or when we are also moving in the same direction or in the opposite direction, we observe that there is some change in the length of the rod. Those we get with the Lorentz transformation, consequences of Lorentz transformation, right? So here, actual length of the rod is now what? 100 centimeters only, which is in the satellite. So satellite ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ rod length ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದ? Obviously it is 100 centimeters only. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? So first question ಏನಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ? What is the length of the rod in the satellite? Length of the rod in the satellite is nothing but what? L is equal to 100 centimeters only. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? L is equal to 100 centimeters only. Then we will come to the second question. Okay, second question ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? What is the second question? That is second question is nothing but what is the length of the rod if we observe from the laboratory. Laboratory in the observe ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, then what is the length? So here we have to use the Lorentz transformation equations, and we know that L is equal to the Lorentz transformation equation formula. L is equal to L naught. ಹೌದಾ? L is equal to L naught root of 1 minus V square by C square. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ನೋಡ್ರಿ L naught is equal to L by root of 1 minus V square by C square. Once you check the Lorentz transformation, we got like this L naught is equal to L by root of 1 minus V square by C square. L naught is what? Initial length of the rod. Okay, L is what we have to calculate, right? What we have to calculate is L now, and V is the velocity of the satellite, and C is the velocity of the light. Okay, now we have to calculate L now. So we can write L is equal to our formula ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದು ನಾವು L is equal to L naught root of 1 minus V square by C square. Correct? Right. So just substitute the values. L is equal to, okay, L is equal to 100 root of 1 minus V square is what? C by 2. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ V square is C by 2. So I'm directly writing C square by 4C square. ಬರಿಬೋದಾಯ್ತನಾ? ಬರಿಬೋದಲ್ಲ? Okay, right then. So we can write like this. L is equal to 100 root of 4C square minus, I'm writing directly. Okay, 4C square minus 3C square is 1C square is 3C square by 4C square, right? C square gets cancelled. What we get? L is equal to 100 root of 3 by 4. Okay, 100 root of 3 by 4. Right. So L is equal to 100 root of 0.75 or root of 0.34. Calculate madri value now. We'll get the value now. Calculate the value. See what we did. Just we substituted the value. That's it. Yeah, the answer is 86.6. Okay, 0. Okay. So what is the unit here? L. L means length, no? So what is the unit for this? 86.6
centimeter.
Very good. So here L is equal to in 100 centimeters, no? So here also our answer is 86.6 centimeters. Okay. So that is the problem. Very, very important, very, very easy, and just within seconds you will get 4 marks, right? So which is very easy, right? So next one. Next problem. If a rod travels with a speed, if a rod travels with a speed V is equal to 0.6 centimeters, V is equal to 0.6 centimeters along its length, calculate the percentage of contraction. Calculate the percentage of contraction. Okay. If a rod travels with a speed, V is equal to 0.6c. So V is given 0.6c. Along its length, right? Along its length, calculate the percentage of contraction. So percentage of contraction means nothing but this formula only we have to use. L is equal to L naught root of 1 minus V square by C square. Okay, right. So we don't know L, we don't know L naught too, right? So they asked to calculate the percentage of contraction. So percentage of contraction means, for example, what is the percent of 2 in 5? Andre en marti ನಾವು 2 by 5 into 100, right? So percentage of L in L naught they are asking. Is it right? Percentage of contraction andre may there is some change in the length. ಆ change ಏನಂತ ಇದೀವಿ L. Initial length ಏನು L naught. So what is the change, right? So 5 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಎಷ್ಟು percent ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ 2 by 5 into 100. ಹೌದಾ? 5 is the initial there, right? So ಹಂಗೆ L naught ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು percent ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ L by L naught into 100 ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಾ? Right? So that only we have to do it. First calculate L by L naught is equal to root of 1 minus V square by C square. ಹೌದಾ? So L by L naught. can be written as root of 1 minus C. V is given 0.6 C. Okay, so 0.6 C whole square by C square. Correct? So L by L naught is equal to root of 1 minus 0.6 means 0.36 C square by C square. Correct? Okay, so we'll get L by L naught which is equal to LCM ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ ನಮಗೆ C square minus 0.36 C square by C square. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ C square ನ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. L by L naught is equal to root of 1 minus 0.36. What we get? 1 minus 0.36
Point.
is
0.64 ma'am.
yes 0.64 C square by C square. C square gets cancelled. L by L naught is equal to root of 0.64. Next ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 0.64 is what? 0.8. ಹೌದಾ? 0.64 is 0.8. What we asked, calculate the percentage, right? So to calculate the percentage, we have to do L by L naught into 100. Is it not? L by L naught into 100. That is 0.8 into 100, which is 80%. 80%. Okay. Very important problem. Okay. This same problem na KSET exam ali 2 times ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. Same problem, same value, 0.6 C. That's it. Okay. ಯಾಕೆ 0.6 C? 0.6 ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 0.36 ಬರ್ತದ. Okay, if we subtract 0.64 ಬರ್ತದ, we'll get 0.8 easily, right? So ಹಂಗಾಗಿ same problem 2 times ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, which is very important. Okay, right. So next we'll go with the next problem. Okay, so ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ problem? Just we observe the data. Okay, ಏನ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ ನೋಡಿವಿ, ಆ ಡಾಟಾ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿವಿ. So ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದೇನು, just we have to know the formulas. That's it. Okay, right. So come to the next problem. Calculate the velocity of the rod. Calculate the velocity of the rod. When its length will appear 90% of its proper length. When its length will appear 90% of its proper length. Calculate the velocity of the rod when its length will appear 90% of its proper length. Okay, right. So as usual, we know L formula. L is equal to L naught root of 1 minus V square by C square. Howda? L is equal to L naught root of 1 minus V square by C square. So what is given then? The length will appear 90% of its proper length, right? So proper length means the initial length, which is 100 ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. Okay, so ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 90% ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. That means what we can write L as 90% means 90 by 100 is equal to ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, 90 by 100 is equal to L naught 100 ಆಗಿರ್ತದ, which we can write this as 1 minus V square by C square. That's it. What we have to calculate here, we have to calculate the velocity V. So what we get here, 9 by 10, which is equal to root of 1 minus V square by C square. V find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. Then what we have to do, ಇಲ್ಲಿ V ಬರಬೇಕು, root V ಬೇಡ. Squaring on both sides. 1 minus V square by C square is equal to 81 by 100. Okay, so directly 1 minus V square by C square is equal to 0.81. I'm writing. Calculate yourself. V value na find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. Okay, so 1 minus 0.81 is equal to V square by C square. Right? So what we get here, 0.19 is equal to V square by C square. V square is equal to 0.19 C square. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. V is equal to root of 0.19 c square. So v is equal to root of 0.19 c. So if we calculate, what we get?
Raised to 8, ma'am.
Yes, 1.3 into 10 raised to 8 units.
Meter per second, ma'am.
Meter per second. So v is equal to 1.3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Howdala? Got it? Right. The next one. A vector in a moving system. A vector in a moving system is represented by a vector in a moving system is represented by 8i plus 2j. 8i plus 2j. A vector in a moving system is represented by 8i plus 2j. How far is the vector? How far is the vector represented by an observer? How far is the vector represented by an observer in the system S? How far is the vector represented by an observer in the system S? If it moves with velocity of 1.8 into 10 power 8 meter per second. 1.8 into 10 power 8 meter per second. See, a vector in a moving system is represented by 8i plus 2j. How far is the vector represented by an observer in the system? Yes, if it moves with velocity of 1.8 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay, so now we'll see what to do here. X dash is equal to x into, or x is equal to, sorry, x dash root of 1 minus v square by c square. The same formula. Okay, just L ಬದಲು ನಾವು x ನ substitute ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, x ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿವಿ. X is equal to x dash root of 1 minus v square by c square. Just substitute the values. X is equal to x dash is what? Initial one 8 is given, or if you get confused, you can write x naught also. X naught ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. So 8 root of 1 minus v square. V square is given 1.8 into 10 power 8 whole square by c square. Direct ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಬೋಣ ನಾವು 3 into 10 power 8 whole square. ಹೌದಾ? So x is equal to 8 root 1 minus, so 10 power 8 gets cancelled, right? So 1.8 by 3 whole square. Okay, so x is equal to, we can write 8 root 1 minus 1.8 by 3. ಹೌದಾ? ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ನಮಗೆ 1.8 by 3? 0.6.
0.6.
0.6 whole square. Correct? So again we'll get the same. X is equal to 8 root 1 minus 0.36. X is equal to 8 root of 0.64. X is equal to 8 into this is 0.8. What we get? X is equal to 6.4. Oh, no? X is equal to, we'll get 6.4. So now the vector by the observer is, okay, actually the vector is referred as 8i plus 2j anta. Okay, when the observer is observing, as the frame is moving along the x direction, then what is the observation? What is the new observation? Along x-axis, what we get 6.4 now. So in the place of 8i, we have to write here 6.4i. There is no change in the y direction, which is 2j.